Daylight savings. Seriously, why is this still a thing? Every year, millions of us have to go through the same routine of shifting our clocks forward and backwards twice a year. And for what? It messes with our sleep, and does it really accomplish anything? Isn't this something that our government should have, fixed by now? They're too busy bickering about who knows what to try to tackle even the simplest problems. Let's break it down. Daylight savings was created over 100 years ago, back in the early 1900s, way before I was born. The idea was to conserve energy during wartime or help the farmers maximize daylight hours. But here's the thing, farmers haven't even liked it. Most of them will work based on the natural light of the day, and daylight savings only makes things more complicated for them. And as for energy conservation, that was maybe true back when we relied on oil lamps and candles. But today, maybe not so much. With modern technology, the amount of energy we actually save is next to nothing. So why are we still doing this? It's 2024, and we've got much more pressing issues. But yet we still cling to this outlandish and outdated tradition that disrupts our lives twice a year. You lose sleep, your body clock gets all messed up, and for what? It doesn't make our lives better. In fact, it makes them worse. And it's not just an inconvenience, it's actually a tangible problem. Studies have shown that after daylight savings kicks in, there's an increased number of heart attacks, car accidents, and workplace injuries. American citizens are less safe because of our outdated system. We spend days or even weeks trying to adjust. Oh, and don't even get me started on trying to reset all the electronics, cars, stoves, every single clock. There's literally a meme about all the clocks you have to change after daylight savings ends. Now, see, other countries and states are starting to catch on. Places like Arizona and Hawaii have opted out completely. They figured out it just doesn't make sense anymore. Some states like Florida and California have passed legislation to remove it, but here's the kicker. It needs federal government approval. And what's Congress doing? Nada. Nothing. Zip. Absolutely nothing. And on top of it, this is an issue with bipartisan support. Let Florida do what she wants, please. For crying out loud. I mean, let states do what they want. Now, if we go back to our pocket constitution, which returns from last week's video, let's find it. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. So why are we waiting on the federal government to do anything? Why can't Florida just do what she wants? For crying out loud. And this isn't a new debate either. We've been talking about ending daylight savings for years, and yet here we are still flipping our clocks. I'm gonna flip my clock out the door, is what I'm gonna do. Yeah, remember the Sunshine Protection Act? Yeah, it was supposed to make daylight savings permanent. In fact, it passed the Senate unanimously. Unanimously. But then it just sat in the House like a book on a shelf, a bump on a log, and any other analogy that might come to mind, because it just got shoved to the back burner. Go figure. And it affects every single American, and it's like, it would, it would do, I think Americans would be a lot happier if they just, if Congress actually just said, okay, we're going to approve this, ha ha ha. This is a great and prime example of how ineffective our government is, and honestly, frankly, it's embarrassing. Because there are real issues on the table, and instead of just passing this law, it's in the Congress backlog for years and years and years, and I'm like, can somebody please call it up and let's pass it? Like, come on, please. Do I need to make a phone call to my representative and say, please pass the Sunshine Protection Act? I will, because I'm tired of it. I'm going to throw my clock out the window. It's just annoying. It's just a little annoying. Now, other countries are doing the same thing. They're ditching daylight savings. Now, I don't know if anyone's ever been, now if you're watching this video and you've been to Europe, or you're watching from Europe, hi, hello. I was amazed when I went to Europe. I've been to Europe twice. And, it doesn't really get dark there. So I'm wondering if they've scrapped daylight savings, because I'm like, they must not change their clocks. Because I don't think it got dark. It didn't get dark at all when we were in Germany or Switzerland or even Paris. No, Paris does get dark, I'm pretty sure. But nonetheless, it wasn't dark when we were there. And Switzerland was bright. We had to shut the blinds to sleep. But it's if other countries have abandoned it, the U.S. needs to as well. I mean, why are we sitting on the Sunshine Protection Act? Is it because it came from the state of Florida? Is that they wanted to be the Washington Protection Act instead of the Sunshine Protection Act? I mean, can you imagine if we didn't have to switch our clocks anymore? That would be a game changer. I feel like Americans as a whole would be so much happier and cheerful. I mean, think about all the cranky employees you have to deal with after daylight savings, you know? And like cranky school kids, everything. It just makes sense. There are real issues that Congress could be making progress on, and instead we're stuck on Sunshine Protection Act. I mean, I wonder how many bills honestly have been stuck in Congress for years and years and years and years and years and just sit there and rot like swamp rot. But Sunshine Protection Act, we need to either get rid of daylight savings or pass that bill. And like, you know, I am tired of having to wake up and it be dark out, and just, it would be nice to not change the clocks, you know? Because like I said, all it does is infuriate people and make people angry, and we don't want that. We don't want an angry citizenship here. We want happy Americans, happy life, okay? Happy citizens, happy life. I said what I said. So daylight savings, it's outdated, it's harmful, and it's universally hated. It's time to pass the Sunshine Protection Act and get rid of it. Maybe our lawmakers need to wake up, no pun intended, and pass it. But like you, like me, we shouldn't hold our breath. And with that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, stay tuned for more. Thank you always for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.